Hello, this is Tom, the editor of the Star Frontiersman Vol2 Issue 30. And we are publishing late, but let me tell you something. This was worth the wait. Issue 30 should have been out January, the first week of January. This is the third week in February of 2024. There were some challenges, there were some technical difficulties behind the scenes, but let me tell you, this issue is worth the wait. This particular issue of the Star Frontiersman is like getting your hands on a little a module, 79 pages. It is a module for you running adventures on a pirate haven, which happens to be a rogue planet. We're calling it Hades, Planet of Rogues. It's a nice little play on words. Now, normally a rogue planet would be iced over because it has no star and it's just drifting through the cosmos all on its own. But Aaron had a great idea for why the core of the planet was not, or was still molten. And so while the planet is iced over, the seas deep underneath the seas are still warm. I just was like, have at it, buddy. He was like, I want to do this. And I was like, man, run with that. So the issue, we had articles in here because we're visiting a water world. We reviewed the old articles on going for a swim that were in Dragon magazine. We reviewed the rules on water vehicle combat, surface ships, submarines. We reviewed submarines. You even get a little mini submersible called the Water Bug that was invented by the Vrusk. And it's because the artist who did one of our creatures for the oceans of Hades depicted a little submersible with a Vrusk in it doing this, and it was about to be swallowed by a giant water creature. And I thought, that vehicle looks cool. Let's write it up. So almost everything in this magazine revolves around adventuring on Hades, and that is the theme for this. You get the planetary write-up, you get an alien creature file write-up on the Cheruf, who are an enigmatic aliens, silicone-based alien species who largely ignore the player character species that have invaded their world. They largely ignore them. Aaron's idea was to riff off of the Horta in one of the original Star Trek episodes, which was a silicone-based creature that was tunneling through the crust of the planet. It largely ignored humanity and the planetary federation who had colonized the world until they began smashing the silicon nodules that turned out to be the eggs of the Horta. And that led to a collision course between the miners and this creature. And so Aaron's idea for the Cheruf is very much along those lines. They largely ignore the player character species. You get a flora and fauna file with plants and creatures. So if you're running adventures on Hades, there's some creatures, some critters, some plants that could cause problems, complications for the player characters. Again, you have more vehicles being spotlighted. There's a whole adventure called Rogue Mission. It involves the Royal Marines of Clarion have a mission to, the naval intelligence has kind of hinted that there might be a pirate haven out there. And so the Royal Marines have a mission to infiltrate the pirate haven. They're looking for somebody and something. And that mission is not a railroad. That is actually written to be very playable multiple times with multiple different endings, different paths the players could take during that mission. So all of this conspires to be one massive module for you to take and run a game set on a rogue planet. Articles on the science of rogue planets. There's the Sovereign Domain Authority in the Devil's Triangle, which is a regular edition by Richard Shadowshack Rose. And his Sovereign Domain Authority was an invention of his in one of his games, and he wrote it up. There's the Nighthawks board game write-up of the Sovereign Domain Authority taking over the Histran, the planet Histran, in the Screfron system. And you get a nice write up, our wanted posters that we put on the back of the leader of the Sovereign Domain Authority, which happens to be a Yazarian. And so we've got a redesigned wanted poster. So all of this material is designed and focused on getting you playing the game. And I hope you enjoy this issue of the Star Frontiersman. Again, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for checking out the Star Frontiersman. And by the way, all the maps used in here, there are high-res downloads that come with the magazine. So if you get the magazine, it's pay what you want. Basically, the pay what you want is just a tip cup. So if you like what we're doing, put a little tip in there for us to help support what we're doing. We appreciate that. But we've added all the extra maps. The Warehouse District in Port Lauren map that's in there in the Frontier Cartography, and then the maps of Hades, of the pirate settlement that's on the surface of Hades. So you've got the Game Master version and the player version of that map, all downloadable along with this issue of the magazine. And again, thank you for checking out the Star Frontiersman, and I will see you in the frontier.